The Department of Justice and Constitutional Development's responsibilities include the entire machinery of civil and criminal justice. It is the interface between the judiciary and the executive and has overall responsibility for constitutional development in our country. As the coordinators of today's commemoration of this historic day in our national calendar, the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Development, the Honorable Jeff Radebe, will officially welcome the President of the Republic of South Africa. I invite the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Development to the podium.
Thank you, Director of the Program. His Excellency, the President of the Republic of South Africa, President Zuma, His Excellency, the Deputy President Kgalema Motlanthe, the Speaker of Parliament, Max Sisulu, the Chairperson of the NCOP, Mahlangu, Cabinet colleagues, the Premier of Gauteng, honorable members of the Diplomatic Corps, our veterans of the liberation struggle, all honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. Gathered here where we are today, 57 years ago, were people from across the length and breadth of our beloved land, from all walks of life, young and old, black and white, to discuss and adopt the Freedom Charter that was to become a blueprint of a future democratic society. It is no coincidence that those noble values enshrined in our Freedom Charter were firstly adopted as part of the 1943 African Claims and later the Freedom Charter, which today constitute the golden thread as text as the spirit of our beloved Constitution, a cornerstone of our democracy. It was against this historic backdrop that the decision to celebrate Human Rights Day this year was taken to bring this event to this historic site in the struggle to bring about human rights, justice, democracy, prosperity for all our people. Human rights are indivisible across the spectrum of our population. Hence, we must ensure that the values of the struggle for justice that saw our people massacred with impunity in Sharpeville, in Langa, and elsewhere are actually embraced, particularly by the youth of this nation. Chapter 2 of our Constitution, dedicated to the Bill of Rights, speaks volume about collective desire to instill a culture of human rights as an inalienable right for all citizens of this great nation. It is no doubt that this chapter is the core of our Constitution and by extension of our democracy as a whole. As we celebrate this day today, we must inculcate the spirit of constitutionalism that is underpinned by human rights for all. As we are gathered here today, we are also inspired by the role that the people of Soweto have played over the years, has always been at the forefront of the liberation struggle. The 1976 student uprisings that started here in Soweto and became synonymous with this great township further put our overall struggle on the world map. The name Southwest Township, whose acronym Soweto became the more popular variant, was no longer a mere direction of where blacks in and around Johannesburg were located by the system of apartheid. But this place has become a political pointer on the direction of the struggle for political freedom. The history of Soweto boasts of luminaries such as President Nelson Mandela, Archbishop Emeritus Tutu, Winnie Mandela, and countless other heroes and heroines of our country. It also boasts of the two greatest national soccer derbies, Orlando Pirates and Chiefs, whose games as recently as last weekend continue to put South Africa on the continental and world map. This sprawling township is also home to various institutions, including churches that were in the forefront for the struggle against racial oppression in our country. We should not forget that business pioneers such as Richard Maponya, whose business exploits have seen this biggest mall in Johannesburg, here in Soweto, named after him. We are honored today that as we're assembled to listen to the President of a free and democratic South Africa addressing us at the same place where the Congress of the People converged in 1955 to adopt the Freedom Charter. Our President doesn't need any introduction. What is most not spoke about is that our President, together with former President Mbeki, were amongst the members of the leadership in exile who were most trusted by Oliver Tambo, who initiated the talks about talks. He was part of the first contingents of leaders of the ANC to come inside the country after the unbanning of the ANC, who saw the signing of the Groote and the Pretoria Minutes paving the way for a negotiated settlement. He was part of the negotiations to found this constitution that we now enjoy today. President's life is interwoven with the fabric of our human rights struggle, and it is most befitting that on this important occasion, he has made time from his very busy schedule to partake with us as we celebrate National Human Rights Day. Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, allow me to humbly request His Excellency the President of our beloved Republic, President Jacob Zuma, to give us his keynote address.